Hello traders, in this video I'm going to teach you how to do top-down analysis and why top-down analysis is king. So I need you to understand that when we are doing a top-down analysis, we first start from a daily time frame, and then we go down to 4 hour, and then we go down to 1 hour, and then we go down to 15 minutes. That's when we enter. So I'm going to show you how to do top-down analysis and how you can spot good entries from using top-down analysis. So here I'm looking at AUD. So when we start by doing our top-down analysis, we first need to identify the high and the low. So what do I mean by the high and the low is that we need to identify where was the last point, which price sold, and when was the last point, which price bought. So in this case, I will zoom so you can see. So in this case, this was my last low. So since this is my last low, that's where price bought went up. And my last high, this is where price sold off. So after that, you put your ray line from the low and you put your ray line to the high. So now we understand that price, it is ranging between this high and this low. So since we understand that price, it is ranging between this high and this low, now what we are going to do is that ask ourselves, where does this high reacted from? That's when we look left and identify where does this high reacted from. And then by doing so, that's when we put our zone here and we mark the point where the price reacted from. So in this case, we see that this high here reacted from this high. Then, okay, no problem. What we do now is that we look at this demand, at this low. Where did this low react from? And then we mark our zone, and then we look left on where did the price react from. Now we see that price reacted here at this point. So since where I'm gonna mark it green because of that's where price bought. So in this case, we now identified where the price reacted from our last low, and we identified where the price reacted from our last high. So now we're focusing on what is happening between this high and this low. So what I'm going to do is to identify structure. So in this case, I had an impulse here, followed by this correction, followed by an impulse, followed by this correction. So in this stage, that's when you draw your structure. So I'm gonna draw my structure. Why is it important to draw your structure? Is to identify those patterns that were the price was creating within this high and this low. So in this case, we are having here our impulse and a correction. So in this case, we are having an impulse and a continuation pattern, and price did continue to the downside. No problem. So here we also had our continuation pattern, And remember, we are still on a daily time frame. We are doing a top-down analysis. You are learning how to do a top-down analysis. So in this case, now we understood our structure on a daily time frame. So now we scale down to a smaller time frame, a medium time frame, which is 4 hours. So let's go to our 4 hour time frame so that we can see what we were not seeing on a 4 hour on a daily time frame. Because of there are some things that you won't see on a daily time frame, but when you go to a 4 hour time frame, you start to see them clear. So let's start from the high. So from this high, we had a first touch here, second touch here, and a third touch here. So on a top-down analysis is that when you are having a third touch on a 4 hour time frame, on a 4 hour structure, on a bigger structure, what you have to do is to scale down to a lower time frame. It can be 1 hour, it can be 15 minutes. So once you scale down on a 4 hour time, let us focus here. Let's assume that price is giving us a third touch here on a 4 hour. What you need to do is that since the price is giving you a third touch on a 4 hour time frame, what you do is you go down to a 1 hour time frame or 15 minutes time frame to look for a confirmation pattern to confirm that that third touch it is going to hold. So what are those types of confirmation pattern? I'm going to show you going to a daily time frame. So I want you to focus here on the third touch, and then let's go to the 15 minutes. So we did a top-down analysis, guys. So we went from daily, we went from 4 hour, now we are diving to 4 hour, to 15 minutes. That's when we are looking for our entries. That's when we look for confirmation to confirm that, you know what, price, it is likely to continue going into a direction that you have spotted on a third touch. In this case, it might be a bullish move or a bearish move, but for this purpose of this video, we are looking for a bearish move. So have a look here, guys. Price gave us a third touch. Remember, this third touch, we saw it on a 4 hour time frame. So in this case, we have to go to a 15 minute time frame to confirm, to look for a confirmation entry. So as you can see, the structure clear. I hope you can see the structure clear. So sometimes, guys, you know, there's news, like the market tends to behave in certain ways. So you don't have to expect something to be perfect. Don't seek for perfection. You understand, guys? Because of if you are someone who's waiting for perfect setups to appear, in this case, when you're looking for a third touch and you always want to see the price testing the trend line, sometimes it might not go there. Sometimes it might not even test the trend line. So in this case, what happened here is that there was news, guys, because once you see this type of volume, as you can see these big candlesticks, it means that there was a high volatility within the market. So in this case, it might be news. But remember, news doesn't change structure. News, it only provides liquidity. You understand? So news, it's what keeps on the price moving. So in this case, how are we going to look for our continuation on a 15 minute? Is by after price testing the 15 minute, the third touch, what we have to do is to look for a continuation pattern. It can be something like this. It can be something like this. It can be something like this, a double top. It can be, you know, guys, so there are different types of patterns that it might create. So in this case, I don't want to make this video long. So in this case, what we saw is that price went down impulsively, and after an impulsive move, what do we expect next? We are expecting a correction. So in this case, our correction was this level, was this structure here. So you can do something like this. Yes. So in this case, we had what? An impulse and a pullback, and price came back, started to move sideways here. That's when I had my first touch here, my second touch here, and after that, if you are having, let me try to guide you. If you're having, maybe, let me say, price was moving like this, which is currently what is doing, which is what it did here. It moves like this, comes back and start to move sideways. So here we are having a double confirmation, is that price created an impulse and price created what? A continuation. And in creating that continuation, it created a double top here. And within that double top, there was also an ascending pattern. So that's when you can take your short position and target this level. In this case, it was here, our entry. Our entry was here, stop loss above the zone, and we're targeting the third touch. So guys, I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching. Let me go back straight to our 4 hours so that you can remember which level we were at and which level we took this trade. Remember that we had an impulse and a continuation. On the third touch of the continuation, that's when we entered our 15-minute entry. So thank you guys for watching the video.